Whoa, 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 just before you get your panties in a bunch, no, I don't have a drawer full of octane booster. It's all in a tub.
Whoa, g'day guys, it's Sam here from Build Not Bought, and today I'm going to run through what I keep in my rear drawer. Okay, so this is a question that I get asked a lot on mainly Instagram actually. When people see photos of the back of the car, they see that there's a drawer underneath the tray. So the reason for that is because I've got a jack-off canopy. When that's off the car, I need somewhere to store some critical items. So without further ado, this is what we have inside. So the main reason I'd use this kind of stuff is obviously four-wheel driving, because I want to take the canopy off when I go wheeling to keep the weight down. So what's in here is all the stuff that you need to keep with you. It's essential for those kind of situations. So the other advantage of this is it keeps the weight down low. So a lot of this stuff people would pack inside their canopy or inside the car or something and raise it up, but the fact that it's underneath the tray keeps that weight down low, keeps that center of gravity down low as well. So the first and most obvious thing is this toolbox here. Now, I was looking high and low for something that was suiting my needs here. A lot of guys make different tool bags or things that roll up or different boxes, but I love how this is flat packed. It's plastic, it's not too heavy, but it's strong, and it's got everything you could possibly imagine inside. So I just grabbed this from Super Cheap Auto. They sell a few different types and styles of this, but this one particular, I think it's the largest type you can get, which has 3 different sizes of socket sets. Got all your Allen keys, a couple of, well, these cutters and side snips and all that. It's also got a full set of spanners as well. And this tool here does all your screwdrivering stuff, and it actually has Allen key sizes as well. So if you do have some tight bolts like wheel hubs and that, you can actually get a socket onto that and get a little wrench on it. So I could almost put my whole car together just using this toolkit, I reckon. A few wrap bags in the background. But anyway, so that is the first thing. Seals up nicely as well. A couple of times you get a bit of water in there, but it just dries out, no worries. Yeah, so that's the toolkit, which is the first thing that I'm going to access when I open the drawer. It's the first thing I want to be able to reach if there's something I need to repair or fix, which is often. On the other side, I've got underneath this recovery blanket, we'll get to that, is this blue box here. Now what's in here is a puncture repair kit actually. Now it's one of the kits that you can repair a puncture on the tyre when it's still on the car, and also when it's still got air in it. So if you get a little rock or a nail or something in your tyre, you leave it in there, grab this kit out, there's a little instruction set in there as well, and it will tell you how to, it's got pliers here too, so you basically pull out the puncture, put a bigger hole in, and then there's some of this goo stuff you whack in. I don't know if I've got any left actually. Oh yeah, it's under there. So these, hungry? It looks like licorice. So this goo here is kind of like a putty that plugs up the hole once it gets pushed in there. And I've actually used it a few times before. When I went up to the Pilbara, Brett had a couple of flats and we actually used this kit to repair his tyres twice. So I'm pretty sure they're still going now. Like, he hasn't actually got them professionally fixed because this will just hold up. There's also a coring tool in there as well if you do want to rip the air out and replace the valves if you need to. So that's also a very important piece of equipment to have with you. Next is, I've just got a lot of camping gear in here. So there was a bag of these, but it's gone a bit messy in here. So this is my bag of pegs for camping. So I've got a set of steel ones for like rock and gravel surfaces. And then these are sand pegs. So they're actually designed to go into the sand. So they're a lot larger, a lot lighter, and they're bright orange so you don't stub your toe on them. And I've got quite a few of them actually. So pegs, and then also a hammer to put the pegs in with. So this is just a dead blow hammer, so it'll help drive that in. All right, bag of cable ties. We all know what they're for, pretty much everything you can fix with cable ties. I've got my Ridge Rider deflator. This has just got a braided line. Pretty standard design these days. A lot of the deflators have this kind of design to help pull that core out and lower your tyre pressures quite quickly, and it also has an accurate gauge on there as well. Next we've got a brake line. Don't ask me where this came from, but oh, actually I remember why I had this. Flashback to when I did my burnout. I took a spare brake line with me because I was clamping this hose here, and this is kind of the section that I put a vice grip clamp on to help block the rear brakes to do that burnout. So I had a spare one of these in case I ruined that hose, but that can come out now. Then we just got some gloves. So these are like welding gloves slash gardening gloves slash recovery gloves basically, because some vehicles still have steel winches on them. So if you've got a steel work winch, you want to use gloves because you can still get like those bits of metal fray off, and they're sharp and they can cut your hands and that. So you use these if you're using a steel winch. And also just while recovering, it keeps your hands clean and stuff like that. And this set is for flaming footy. If you don't know what flaming footy is, Google it. There's that recovery blanket that we saw earlier, which is used for all recovery situations, whether it's a winch or a snatch strap. It's a safety thing there. This is a recent addition I've put in here, and that is a serpentine belt, because I broke 2 of them when I needed it most. So I know for a fact with these motors, the one thing that will stop them running is that serpentine belt, because you lose power steering, you lose water pump, alternator, you lose everything at the same time. So very important piece of kit, and it's quite easily breakable out in the bush. So I've got a spare one of them, got a couple more coming as well actually. And then we've got my axe, cutting firewood, hammering in pegs as well on the backside if the little hammer doesn't do it. I did have a few D shackles in here, various sizes, but I've only got one in here at the moment. I don't know whether I've all got to. People have been nicking them out the back. Continuing with recovery gear, we've got a snatch block, 2 snatch blocks actually. So this is just for like doing redirection of winch ropes if you need to sort of double line pull, or if you need to kind of pull on an angle and there's a tree, you want to do a right angle pull or something like that. Snatch block is the way to go for that. So a couple of them, and then it's just all these ropes. So this yellow one here is a snatch strap. I had 2 of them. I broke one recently, flashback. God damn it. So 2 snatch straps I normally carry, 2 extension straps for if I need to do a recovery over a long distance, and then 2 tree trunk protectors, which I've only got one of as well, so I need to find the other one too. And then the last thing in this bag is my ratchet straps, hold down straps, a few various tie down straps, stuff like that, for just tying things down either inside the canopy or on the tray. So very basic setup, to be honest. Like not a huge amount of space in this drawer. I think it's 1400 long by 750 wide by like, it's like 200 deep or something. And I've just added this yoga mat in the bottom, which is a very good way to stop things sliding around in there, because you can get them for about 20 bucks. Sure fits in there nicely, as you can see. It's amazing how much more you can fit when you actually rearrange things. Oh. Yeah. Anyway guys, that was just a super quick video to answer that question of what I keep in my rear drawer. So hopefully it gives you some ideas of what you need to take. And maybe if you have your own ideas of what you put in your drawer that I haven't got, that I may need one day, please drop a comment below, because I may add it to my collection there of bits and pieces. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace!
Oh, and just before you go, please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. And also if you want to see some behind the scenes and future access to uploads, make sure to add me on my Patreon page. The link will be in the description below. Peace. If you like this channel, why don't you hit that subscribe button? And I promise, tomorrow morning you'll wake up with a bigger lift and tyres on your 4-wheel drive.